had to take a little in between there. The video was too long. Told you it was going to be a long one. Anyway, her old man who made, pretty good damn money and all that. And she ends up with just all this stuff in life, this perfect pampered life after what she did as a child, of course. But actually, I don't even know if you would consider that even a bad experience. For all I know, her entire life has been perfect and pampered. The one thing that you might say she ever suffered as abuse was it came out much later that she may have been molested by her dad. But see, the thing is I was there. I look back on everything and I don't believe so. I think she initiated it. Her dad was a scumbag. Who should have been shot or put in prison for allowing it. But I really think she seduced him because, okay, first of all, this was a little thing that happened when, after she put me in that place with that cocaine chick that they were, diddling me after that and all that. One time when they were raping me, my body started feeling really weird. I didn't know what was happening to me. I was freaking out. I thought I was dying, literally. So I call her, and I'm crying on the phone, and I'm explaining to her, oh, my body did this, and I was like, ugh. She starts cracking up, fucking laughing. I'm like, what the hell are you laughing at? You just had an orgasm. Like, what the hell is that? I'd never even heard the word. I didn't even know what the, Here I am, 13 years old. She's 15 and a half. She already knows all this stuff? What? Excuse me? I mean, what kind of 15 and a half year old is already so sexually active that they know what orgasms are and they can, laugh it off and explain it and all this other stuff? Well, here, looking back on it, her family, this Catholic family, they had this big ass house, and the upstairs, she had a twin brother. She was the youngest. And her older sister and the twin brother had rooms upstairs along with the parents. But for some reason, she's in the basement. She's got her own room. And there's no door on the bedroom. She's got her own shower, toilet, which is right in the opening. And then you go in to the room where they had built these sheetrock walls and whatnot. No door. Literally, if you come down the stairs, turn to the left, you first see the washer and dryer. If you walk over to the washer and dryer, you could see her if she's on the toilet or in the shower. Or you could see her in on her bed or whatever. And then if you turn right, there was another bed. That was her daddy's. And I even used to ask, how come your dad sleeps in the basement? Why don't you sleep with your mom? And I was told it was because her mom was always sick. And that's not true. Her mom was a friggin' alcoholic and she was always passed out. That's why my friend would steal booze like left and right. And God, we'd go to the Federal Way School rink or skating rink, and we'd have this jungle juice in a beer bottle that she'd bring, make me drink it. We get in there, and I just have to go pass out in a corner while she was off doing whatever with all the boys because I couldn't skate. Anyway, those are more stories. But no, her mom would always be passed out, and her dad would be sleeping in the basement. That was really weird, And then it comes out all these years later about the supposed molesting. But yet, she never stopped having a relationship with her dad. She always loved him. Once her daughters were born, this is what disgusted me. She would let both her daughters go and stay the weekend with her mom and dad all the time. All the time. I had a problem with that. I called CPS about that. And the fact that she let her daughter take showers with her dad naked. Not her dad, but with her daughter's supposed dad. I don't think her husband was actually the father of her first daughter. That's another story. But they would take naked showers. It's not really appropriate for a father to take a naked shower with a daughter when they're 9 years old. I don't think that's appropriate. But then on top of it, like I said, I don't think he was really her father because my friend like was screw every man. Literally every friend that her husband ever had, ever. When she first moved in with him, he was living in a single wide mobile home that his parents owned, and there was another one like literally 500 feet away on the same lot. And every day when he would leave to go to work, she would to the next door. Yeah, okay. And then there was the horse trainer. Then there was his other friend. Then there was this other dude that lived up the road. Oh, and then there was this other guy that I had a relationship with who used to be my neighbor. Then I had a short relationship with him. Then he moved to Hobart. His name was John Phillips. His parents had a custom meat shop at Tahoma High School. And I used to help him up at the meat shop all the time. Well, my friend, she had a thing for him, and she was coming out and doing him every time she would. I was supposed to tell her old man that she was with me when she was really with him. Then we have a little fight, and we don't talk for like 9 months. And all of a sudden, when I see her again, she's got a new little baby girl. It's kind of weird, because she was always on the pill. She didn't want to have kids. And so her old man, his never breaks through and gets her pregnant, but she screws my friend. And all of a sudden, 9 months later, she got a daughter. And the daughter don't look anything like her old man, but does look like the dude she was diddling. And then she has a second daughter, and the second daughter looks just like her husband. Don't look like the first daughter. I don't know. Call me stupid. I don't know. Anyway. So there's that. Oh, then I forgot like I said, I digress so many times. But the jealousy part that I was going to say, for someone who controlled me so much and always everything, she was so jealous of me that she would literally copy everything I ever had. Like, if I had clothes that she liked, a leather jacket with the fringe, she had to go out and get one just like it. I had a ski jacket that had this vest in it, reversed and changed different, like 8 different ways. She had to go out and get one just like it. My old man gets me this really cool jewelry box from San Francisco Music Box. Next thing I know, she's got one just like it, but a little bigger and a little more expensive. I get a 38 pistol. She gotta go get a 38 pistol, but it's a little bit more expensive. You know, that kind of shit she do all the damn time. And then if she couldn't just go buy something better than what I had, then she just flat out fucking take it. I mean, I can't even count how much of my things she took. Like I said, she took that sweater. One time I had this boombox, and that boombox is probably still sitting on her bathroom, on the back of her toilet in her bathroom. It sat there for years. Every one of her friends that is watching this, you know the boombox I'm talking about in her bathroom. Yeah, she stole that from me. I borrowed $50 from her old man. He promised to give it back to me, and when I went to pay it back, she stepped in and said, it's mine now. My little yellow RM80 motorcycle that I had, that I got from another friend of mine, I bought from my son. I borrowed $200 from her old man again, because she would never help me. She never loaned me 5 cents. In fact, I always had to pay for everything. But I borrowed $200 from him. He promised that he would not tell her, and that he would give me it back when I paid him back. I came right on time, right with all the money. No, bitch found out about it. My motorcycle now. Never got that back. She took my fucking kid's motorcycle even. You know, she would always just, she's a thief. She's jealous. She's, yeah, just not a good person. She used me. She'd keep me hanging on all the time, but then, like, I would pay for everything. Like, I was getting to that where I'm on welfare. I was living on $320 a month at the time before I met my old man. But yet, she was always broke. Even though her old man was a truck driver, made really good money. She never had any money to go out and do anything with. But on the first, when I get my money, oh, we could go get coke, we could go mushrooms, or spend on booze, wherever. She'd be right there, suckling all up. The minute that was gone, I wouldn't see her again the rest of the month. She called me up. She wanted me to come over and visit in my truck. So I don't have any gas money. She like, I got some gas money. So I get over there. You know what she do? She go get her piggy bank out and count out freaking pennies. give me $5 worth of pennies. That's how tight she was. And wow, horrible. And if she came to my house, I had to pay for her gas. That's just the way it was. Anyway, there was this one time, later on in life, if I did really well, she'd be right there. I'd be like her best friend. We'd be together. We were together almost every day anyway, unless we were fighting, or we'd be on the phone 3 times a day. I mean, if we had cell phones when we were growing up, oh my fucking God. Ugh, wow. So anyway, later on, my mom came into a little bit of money when her mom passed away, and we got a nice horse trailer. We'd hired a trainer. All this stuff was happening, and Bernadette, there I go again, started hanging out more. And we had a one mare that was supposed to go down to Santa Anita to the racetrack, and my mom was going to pay all of our expenses, let me take the motorhome and the horse trailer and take the horse down to San Francisco. She's going to pay all the expenses, pay for the motel, whatever. When you're in your 20s, that's a fun freaking trip, man. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, if Bernadette could go with me, it'd be the first time that we'd ever gotten to go do something together as friends without guys there, without, anybody, just the two of us, free and money and have fun. And it was like a dream come true. So I asked her if she'd go with me. She tells me her old man won't let her go. So a couple days later, I call, and her old man answers the phone. He's like, she's not here. I thought you knew she went to Scottsdale with Tina. I'm like, what? Turns out, she told me later that she just didn't want me to get mad. But she lied to me. Didn't want to go with me to Frisco. So she could go with this other bitch that I couldn't stand, who was always trying to sneak in, behind the scenes and, get Bernadette to be her buddy and, practically buy her off, and, she paid for all the expenses, the plane tickets, everything, took her to, Scottsdale, Arizona, and my girlfriend, I was into Arabs and halter and things like that. She was into 3-day eventing. So this chick, she found a way. She took her down to Scottsdale, Arizona for the 3-day eventing, the biggest 3-day eventing thing of the year, and had this top trainer that, was cute, and my friend wanted to do him, so they went to Scottsdale to see the big events and diddle this trainer and whatnot. It's kind of funny looking back on it. Her old man looked down his nose at me and didn't want her hanging out with me. She lies to me not to go with me, and he lets her go with this other chick so she could go fuck around on him with another dude. Served you right. Anyway, so moving on. Screwed every dude I dated. Blah, blah, blah. Lies to me when her daughter was born. Oh, yeah. We had made up. We were actually getting along when her second daughter was born. And I wanted to be at the hospital. And she told me that she was really uncomfortable, that she just didn't want someone there. And, which I understand. I'm kind of shy when it comes to that kind of stuff. I wouldn't want my friend there looking at my hoo-hoo and something popping out of it. I mean, really? So, I get it, whatever. Well, come to find out that skanky, scumbag little chick that was getting her little claws in, sneaking in through the hind door, she was at the hospital, and she was also at the house putting up banners, welcome home, new baby, blah, 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 all these things, and I wasn't even invited. That's awesome. She's supposed to be my best friend. But whatever. Find out she was, yeah, that's that one. Paid to have, I bought all her damn kids' clothes. For the first 9 years, her first daughter was literally born, well, she's 4 years younger than my youngest son, but their birthdays are 2 days apart. So every year I paid for all the birthday parties. I'd have custom cake made for them, horse for the daughter, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Pokemon, whatever, for my son, because he collected the Pokemon cards from way back. And yeah, so I paid for all those. She couldn't even show up for the birthday. The last birthday party I remember before we had the big fight, before I ended the relationship, she literally was up at the arena having some horse show thing, and even her own twin brother was standing there, and the last words I ever heard out of his mouth was, "Bitch can't even show up for her own daughter's birthday." All the clothes that our kids ever had, I bought. Such beautiful little clothes. All their professional pictures they have up until they were 9 years old in clothes that I bought. So there's that. Anyway. She's just the kind of person that treats everyone bad, but yet she gets them all to be her minions. There was this other friend of hers that was like me. I was overweight too, but she was maybe a little bit more overweight, and she had horses. But this girl could ride. Oh my God, she'd ride bareback. She was like a ballerina. She'd just make it look like so smooth and easy and like one with the horse. And I was always just mind boggled at her talent. And turns out, I just found out recently that she always thought I didn't like her. But anyway, this girl, she was so loyal to my friend also, and she would do anything for her. But my friend treated her so bad. She's one of these people that will just literally sit there and snicker behind your back and say things, and you know whatever. One time we went to this gal's cabin on the water there out in by Belfair, and she went to the store to get some stuff, and my friend went in and went through her belongings and found all her candy and just took it all out. And she's like, "She don't need this. I'll relieve her of this." In fact, when she got back from the store, she even said it to her face. She's like, "You don't need this. I'll take care of it." And while she was at the store, she also told us that she didn't want her daughter sleeping with her, because we were all sleeping on sleeping bags out on the deck out by the water, and there was only one bedroom in the cabin. So my friend's daughter was at the time 4 or 5, and she was going to sleep in the bedroom with our friend that was a little overweight as well. And while she was at the store, while my friend was going through her bag stealing all her candy, she tells me and another girl that was with us, another gal, Candy, tells us, "I don't want my daughter sleeping with her because she stinks. She smells like pee." And then later, the gal that owned the cabin, the heavy friend, was out swimming in the water, and she had on this bathing suit, a one-piece bathing suit, and it had like a ruffle around the waist. And my friend's sitting there saying she looked like a circus elephant, like she should be spinning around getting peanuts. We should be throwing peanuts at her, and laughing at how she's floating out in the water because she could just lay on her back and float. It's salt water. Yeah, and whatever. I float, for God's sakes. I can't even get to the bottom of my own goddamn pool because I'm so fat. Jesus Christ. But whatever. I was so pissed. And, you know, she would do this all the time. And then she'd want me to participate in it and laugh with her about it. I don't do that. I don't do that to people. And so maybe it showed in my face. And maybe that's why this gal, all these years later, thought that I didn't like her. Because maybe she saw my angry face. I wasn't angry at you. I was angry at her. Anyway. I can only imagine, you know, thinking back on it, I can only imagine the things she said about me behind my back. You know what? Well, you guys were busy bashing me on Facebook the other night. How many of you could come back and tell me all the things she said about me? Huh? Daughter? Her daughter who said all those things you'd heard about me all those years? I would like to know what they were. Yeah, I can only imagine. Because they're lies. Just like when you guys accused me of chasing someone with an axe the other night. What the fuck is that? I never heard that one before. But I can tell you who did do something. Her, your mommy. Yeah, that's another item of mine she took. I had a switchblade, and we were like, I was 18, so she was 20, almost 21 at the time, and she took my switchblade because she decided she wanted it. Well, another girlfriend and I had a fight. That girlfriend had a bunch of my clothes, or I had her clothes. She owed me money, whatever. We set up a meeting at the Shell gas station in Maple Valley. So I go down there with my friend in her Dodge Coronet at the time. And they set us up. They were going to just kick our ass and take the shit. They weren't going to pay us. And I had my hair all French braided at the time. And my friend goes to put the car in reverse back up. And this chick named Mary Gardner reaches in and grabs my freaking French braid and starts pulling me out the goddamn door. My friend slams it in reverse, jumps out, pulls that freaking switchblade she'd taken from me. Stupid move. Next thing I know, Terry got... He's a freaking black belt. He just comes up with one roundhouse, boom, in the face. She goes down. He took that goddamn switchblade from her. They all take off. We take off. We go home. The cops are called. We come back. And literally they were going to press charges against us because the only fucking thing they found in the parking lot was a handful of Terry Gott's hair that my friend ripped out of his head as he grabbed her. I don't even know how it happened because all I saw was the roundhouse kick to the face and her go down, but somehow she got a handful of his hair, and that's the only thing the cops saw. So, or maybe it was my hair that Mary ripped out. I don't know. All there was a handful of hair. And oh, that's right. While in between when we left and when the cops got there, Terry got and Mary Gardner, because they were very well known around Maple Valley. They had reputations. They were, like gangbangers almost. They had gone in and they told the kid that was working at the Shell station they would kick his fucking ass if he said shit. So, of course, when the cops showed up, he didn't see nothing. Anyway, yeah, Bernadette's the crazy one. You pull a switchblade, really? Are you kidding me? Wow. Okay, fine about Christmas. Oh, okay, this is one of the... I'll end with... I could go on and on, but I'm going to end with this one. There's another video about when the state of Washington took my son. It's called Illegal Immigrants Losing Their Children. It's another video in my library. And it's about how the state of Washington took my firstborn son away from me because he went to school and told the school I smoked marijuana. And now the state of Washington is the biggest marijuana sale. Yeah, it's like blah, blah, blah. I want an apology from the state of Washington. And so that's, you could look at that video for that story. But anyway, after the state of Washington took my son, one of the times, it was a 9-year battle. I had to go to hearings every 3 months. They would, ask if I'd done a pee test to prove I wasn't smoking marijuana. I would tell them to stick it up their fucking ass. And it would be rescheduled for 3 more months. I was stupid. I should have fucking done what they said and got my child back. This is the biggest mistake of my whole entire life. I would give anything to take it back, but I was dumb. My friend and my mother both told me not to do it. They told me that I didn't have a record, this was violating my civil rights, and that I should stand my ground and fight back, blah, blah, blah. Oh, God, I listened to the worst advice. Anyway, so I did, and it was a 9-year battle. I ended up losing custody. Okay, you can watch that video. During the 9-year battle, one of the incidents that happened was one time my mom, I had been living, my husband and I were living with my mom. It was one of the worst times in my life. Bernadette and I weren't, again, we weren't talking, and I was so down on my luck. It was so bad. We were living up on Tiger Mountain on our friend Ted's property. We had built this little cabin thing ourselves. It was just this little A-frame with a loft and a mattress up on the loft. We didn't have any running water. We would boil water on I'm getting upset. We would boil water on the stove, and we had a big old toy tub that we would take a bath in. So it was Christmas time, and I wanted to get my son Jason for Christmas, I called CBS, or I called the receiving home or his worker, whoever it was I was supposed to call at the time, to set up visitation for the Christmas holiday. I was told I couldn't see him, that he was in trouble and he wasn't going to get to come home. I found out later that was a lie, that my mom had called them and told them that I was destitute and I was living in filth and squalor and that they shouldn't let him come be with me. And she did it so that she could get him behind my back. So, my husband and I are all alone. It's Christmas. We don't have a dime. We don't have a place to go. We had like $3. We went to McDonald's, and at the time you could get like, I don't know, these ridiculous cheeseburgers for 50 cents or some crap. So we got ourselves, 4 or 5 kitty cheeseburgers. We go back up to the mountain to our cabin, and we were so sad and depressed that we just went to bed. It was like 8 o'clock on Christmas Eve, and we just went to bed. It was like 8 o'clock. Ate our little cheeseburgers and went to bed, sad and alone. Oh, and I had my younger son. I almost forgot, because I'm getting upset. So, my younger son Nicholas, I did not want him to have to suffer. I didn't want him to have to stay up on the mountain with us with nothing. I couldn't even afford to buy him a present. So, and I couldn't get Jason, so I asked my mom if she would take Nicholas, and she said yeah. So I met her and let her take him. When he came home, he was so happy, he was so excited. He tells me, he's like, Mom, you'll never guess what Grandma got me for Christmas. I'm like, what? Jason! She got me Jason! He was in a box. It was a great big box with a bow on it, and I opened it up, and Jason popped out of the box. My mom had gone to CPS and told them not to let my son come be with me. Did not invite me or my husband over. Got my son behind my back. Then I let her take my youngest son, so she apparently came up with this wonderful idea. Then I also found out, after she brought Nicholas back, I found out that she'd had Jason for like a week. So she called my bestie, who wasn't speaking to me at the time, and asked if she wanted Jason for a couple days. So she got my son too. On Christmas. Later when we made up, she actually apologized and said she never would have done that if she'd known. I actually really believed her. I really didn't believe she did it on purpose. I think my mom manipulated her to tell her everything, but at the same time, if she had actually been a real friend, we wouldn't have had the fight we had, and maybe I would have been spending Christmas with her too. So I don't know if I should like forgive her for that or not. I don't know. Anyway, so that was my super long rant about some of the things. Oh my God, I have a whole fucking page here of other things I just don't even want to go into. Things like, well, I'll go real quick. She never went to any of the hearings with me with my other son Jason. Never. In 9 years, she never went to one single hearing with me. You'd think your best friend might do that. She was, when we had an argument after my friend Bob died, and we didn't speak for a while, and in the meantime I moved over to my grandpa's have, after my grandma had passed, my grandma died on my 29th birthday. That's another video. She had a stroke and was in a coma for a month, and there was a bunch of family fighting, and she wasn't married to my grandpa technically, legally, and my oldest uncle, they were estranged. So the hospital had the great idea to leave it up to me whether to pull the plug. She passed away 1 hour after midnight on my 29th birthday. And my friend wasn't there with me through that. We had an actual fallout, didn't speak for quite a while. And so I moved over, I started helping my grandpa. He buys me this house. She starts spying on me. I'm literally sitting in my house one day and I see her drive by with another one of our girlfriends, Candy. And they're driving by real slow, just freaking spying on me. Meanwhile, I had met this other girlfriend. And she was super cool. We hit it off. And of course, during the time while we told her all about my friend. So this time she finds out that I'm doing well in this house, and here it is, and we're all there partying in my new house, and the phone rings, and my girlfriend Kim goes and answers the phone, and she gets all quiet. She's like, I think it's Bernadette. So I answer the phone, and it's just like quiet. I'm like, hello? Nothing. Hello? I hear this whisper. It's like the first time ever in our relationship, and never since, that she never apologized for anything. I think she was just jealous of all the stuff she found out that I'd had. So she comes back into my relationship. I immediately, she's the center of the world. I have to start following her around everywhere. My friend Kim, I ended up, because my friend, bestie, didn't really care for her, so I had to kind of phase her out. I had to end the relationship. One of the last things that she told me was that she didn't like me anymore after my friend came back into my life. She said I changed, that she really began hating me every time, especially if we'd go over to her house. She hated being with me because I would change. I would just follow her around with my head up her ass like I was just trying to please her and impress her, and she couldn't stand me. And I started thinking about it, and I thought, it's so true. I did. I became a different person, always trying to impress her, because she was always telling me how, oh, this or her family didn't like me, or I was so negative, or the world, blah, 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 blah. You know, well, maybe if you'd been more of a supportive, helpful friend, more, give me advice and things like that. So, long story short, this order, we're riding in her park one night, and I decided to start standing up for myself. And I tell her, I says, it seems like in everything we do, you always put yourself first. You're number one. She looks me right in the eyes, and I'll never forget it. She's like, that's right, and don't you ever forget it. I never have, believe me. So I said, well, can you at least promise not to lie to your old man about being with me? If you're going to be with me, tell him you're with me. Don't lie. And she did. She promised. So a short time later, we decided to go meet on the trail by Cedar River there in Maple Valley. They had ripped up the railroad tracks. It's a fucking beautiful trail. It's awesome. And we go riding there all the time. And we love to go night riding. So it's a Friday night, and she and her old man threw the horses in a horse trailer and come out to their other friends that lives a couple miles away from me for the weekend. So we make arrangements to meet on the trail.